Hello, and welcome to Doqfy. Doqfy is solving a very, very critical problem for individuals, small and medium businesses, enterprises, and the world at large. Why do we consider this such a serious problem? Here's a sense of the problem. We consume about 400 metric tons of paper every day, and change that to 2030, we'll be doing about 800 metric tons every day. There are about 4 billion contracts executed every year, and that would mean a minimum of 15 billion emails exchanged for negotiations, for discussions, for changes, for acceptance. Now that would also mean about 90 billion contract days are spent annually. Can we solve this? Yes. Is this already being solved? Partially, yes. Let me give you a context to this problem. About 65.3 billion sheets of paper are used in the United States alone. This is every day, 65 billion sheets of paper. And in 2030, that's likely to be about 210 billion sheets by 2030. That's 10 years and 3 times. Now expanded globally, that's 4 times the problem, the 4x issue. We are sort of looking at about 840 billion sheets of paper that's used every year, or every day rather, across the world. Let me take you to the next step, give you a context of how it would look in a perspective. If you look at the Library of Congress, there are about 838 miles of books there, the shelves in there. Multiply that by 5 times. And that's the problem on a daily basis with the current consumption. So at 65 billion sheets of paper, that's 5 times that. That also means nearly about $4 billion are spent on paper each day in the United States. World over, that's 4 times. The current one-day paper consumption is enough money to build 6 exact replicas of the Empire State Building. And you know how tall that is. What's the issue and why is it that it's not getting solved? The focus. The focus is on the enterprise who generate tons and tons of paper. But equally important is the small and medium businesses and end consumers that sort of generate that much or more in terms of the paper that is used. World Bank estimates suggest that it's about 400 million small and medium businesses across the world. That's 400 million. So considering that they generate the transaction volume that is needed to run their business, nobody is giving them attention. And because the focus is on enterprise, the solution is expensive. Now, the solution is expensive because the focus is on enterprise. And that means nobody cares for the small and medium businesses and end consumers who also need something similar. There's denied access to the most important component or the largest component of this entire ecosystem. That's what Doqfy is trying to solve. There's disappointment because of delayed paperwork. There's disappointment because during the COVID, everybody realized you couldn't move, you couldn't execute contracts. You couldn't do the legal compliance required to make sure that the contracts are legit. And Doqfy was able to even generate documents during these COVID times for businesses to run their business. Investments happened on our platforms. So you would see where this is going. The solution that we have brought into the market, which is being used currently with many innovative banks and financial services institutes, companies like JLL, companies like Colliers. There are businesses which are in technology, businesses which leverage the food business. All of these businesses have used Doqfy to complete and make sure that their contracting process and legal compliance is all met on the Doqfy platform. Our motto is to move paper projects or paper processes to the cloud and marry efficient process technology to it to make sure that the spectrum of users, starting from end consumers, going all the way up to the enterprise, have their problems addressed by the Doqfy environment. They don't have to look anywhere else. They can bring their documents in, they can leverage the already existing clause libraries, they can complete contract execution, have their negotiations on the platform, thereby eliminating the need for emails, and then go on to store these documents for as long as they want it, retrieve it on demand. This is what Doqfy is doing right now. We are currently doing over 200,000 transactions every day in India with a few customers. We are expanding our customer base and doubling on a quarterly basis. Our revenue numbers are doubling every 3 months. And here's where we are. We would like to empower over 40,000 customers by 2023. That's not a distant dream. That's just around the corner. We are confident of achieving these numbers because every customer that has worked with us has said we are almost like a blessing in disguise or an answer to their prayers. We would want to be the answers to a lot of prayers across the world. Join us in doing that. Thank you.